Greetings, everyone. My name is Vaishnavi Kulkarni, and I, along with my co authors Anurag Kolhe and Jay Kulkarni, would be presenting our paper on intelligent software engineering, the significance of artificial intelligence techniques in enhancing software development lifecycle processes. First of all, SDLC, that is Software Development Lifecycle, is a way of developers to break down the development process into smaller steps. There is a need to automate SDLC processes due to the growing vastness and complexity of software systems. Artificial intelligence algorithms can appreciably enhance everything from project planning to quality testing and increase the productivity and efficiency of processes in SDLC and are hence instrumental for automation of SDLC. In our paper, we are focused on four processes, that is requirements engineering, design, development, and testing. Firstly, software requirement specification, that is SRS, is a way for developers to define the needs of end users. Ambiguous SRS can lead to problems later on in the development phase and can lead to software being developed that doesn't meet the requirements. Hence, there is a need for intelligent requirements engineering. We have studied a few techniques under intelligent requirements engineering. Knowledge based systems, that is KBS, is one such approach. Knowledge bases store information about the requirements, inputs, and output functionalities of various systems. This data is used to optimize the requirement specification process. Another approach is the use of artificial neural networks or ANNs. The ANNs can be instrumental in determining which software requirements have an above average number of software components that pose a large risk. A third technique which we analyzed was natural language processing, that is NLP. For this, we have proposed a use case for the problem statement of language barrier leading to ambiguous SRS. If the SRS is defined in a regional language and the two parties, that is the developers and the users, do not speak the same language, it can lead to miscommunication and the development of software that does not meet the user's requirements. Hence, to solve this dilemma, we have proposed a solution using NLP. The requirements are taken in regional language as an input. The UI enables selection of the language as well as the mode required. Once the regional language is selected, parts of speech tagging is enabled on the input of requirements. This is done using an NLP engine. Parts of speech tagging identifies the nouns as the actors and the verbs, adjectives, and adverbs as the actions between them. This enables context-based creation of object relations. Then, using a translator API like Google Translate, a final translated output of requirements specification is given in a common language such as English. Thank you, and now over to Anurag.
Thank you, Vaishnavi. I'll be talking about the software design phase in SDLC. It is the first phase where we shift our attention towards problem-solving domain. Stakeholders and developers create the blueprint of the architecture from the requirement gathering phase. A good software design consists of components which are highly cohesive and loosely coupled. Software designs, depending upon the project, can be generated in different forms such as HTML, images, flowcharts, etc. However, recently UML diagrams have become popular in the IT industry due to its object-oriented approach. Class, activity, use case, and sequence diagrams are among the most used UML diagrams. Designing UML diagrams is a lengthy procedure because system architecture needs to have the complete understanding of the system. Use of case tool requires expertise in using the tool effectively and hence making this job even harder. All these reasons call out for an efficient way to generate diagrams. Now, I will review some of the AI techniques we mentioned in our paper to improve this process. As till this phase, only requirement gathering is done, mostly NLP techniques are used. One of them is UML generator, which is based on C# and .NET framework. Here, POS tagging is done to identify classes and actors, which is followed by an XML rule-based approach to eliminate unwanted nouns. The result is further passed to ML model using logistics and SMO classifiers to recognize the relationships between the use case and classes. The final solution is generated with an option to generate diagrams as a Visual Studio modeling solution. Next is LESSA, which stands for Language Engineering System for Semantic Analysis. It generates use case diagram in two phases. information extraction, and diagram generation. In the first step, again with the help of POS tagging, actors are identified. In the diagram generation phase, Lisa creates a diagram in a four-step procedure by using grammatical knowledge pattern GKP. GKP identification is manually done by the authors of Lisa, and they further classify statements into one or more leaf categories based on the GKP it has. Other techniques include use of CNN to classify the UML diagrams from the images the internet has so that the novice developers could learn from the experience of expert developers. AI techniques could also be used for the refactoring of single and multiple view UML diagrams. This can save developers time spent on code refactoring. Next, for talking about the software development phase, I would like to invite Jay.
Now let's talk about the use of AI techniques in software development phase of the SDLC. So in this phase, the developers develop and implement the systems from the requirement specifications. So the programmers make use of tools such as interpreters, compilers, and debuggers. And the end of this phase is marked by the finished product. Now, why is there a need for AI in software development? So the software products are evolutionary in nature. So the requirements constantly keep on changing. So there is a demand for design by experimentation. A recent Deloitte report states that AI tools increase the productivity of the developers, and some of the benefits of these tools are they can write resilient code, automate some of their work, catch bugs early, and improve the code reusability. Now let's discuss some of the techniques. So autonomous software code generation ASGC is an agent-oriented approach used in the automation of code. So it generates codes automatically through the software developer agent. The SDA analyzes requirements, synthesizes the information, and designs the software. So this finally results in the generation of the code. Software reusability is also an important aspect which enables users to reuse the software components. Learning apprentice for software use LASR is an important technique here. So it builds the knowledge by forming interconnections between the abstract data type theories. Knowledge-based software reuse environment KBSRE is also a technique used in the reusability. Now, language feature. So language feature is a technique which follows the principle of late binding. So language feature in the method definition, the data structures are not finalized. So the programmers are free to use and change the type of the data structure without changing the underlying logic. So this can significantly speed up the object-oriented style of programming as the type of data structures can be changed. Metaprogramming is a technique which is developed via natural language processing. So in this technique, the computer programs can consider other programs as data. So they can read, synthesize, analyze, and transform other programs. And they can also change themselves while running. In automated data structuring, the high-level data structures are converted to an implementation structure, and changes in the code base are performed via a program update manager and not through the traditional API or a manual text editor. This can ensure greater quality control and better manageability of code. Now coming on to software refactoring. In software refactoring, the code base is enhanced by making changes in the code which doesn't affect the underlying functionality or logic of the code. In today's market, automated refactoring tools are present which can extract and propagate the Java expressions. Modern IDEs make use of features such as auto text completions, instantaneous code inspections, and auto indentation of code. So artificial neural networks, ANNs, also make use of genetic algorithms to train the data set using software refactoring examples, and they have the potential to generate refactoring solutions. So these were some of the techniques. Now Anurag will discuss about the use of AI in software testing.
Thank you, Jay. Software testing is an important part of the SDLC that ensures customer contentment of the delivered application. In recent times, software application has become much complex, resulting in significant utilization of companies' resources towards testing. Also, due to CI/CD approach, new features are developed and deployed frequently, due to which it becomes difficult for the testing team to test the application within the delivery time constraints. Automation tools like Selenium has reduced the manual effort, but still has its own limitations. There is a potential to automate various testing activities, some of which are test case generation, test execution, test data generation. Now let's see some AI mechanisms to address these problems. There are different AI-driven testing approaches as mentioned in this slide, which make these testing systems more intelligent. For example, one of the biggest drawbacks of Selenium is that the scripts will fail whenever there's a change in DOM element. To address these problems, SVM can be used to recognize the pattern of web elements. SVM model will be trained using the HTML structure of website, due to which it will detect any changes to the web elements. In the earlier slide, we mentioned some of the testing scenarios which has the potential to be automated. ANN, computer vision, Bayesian network are mostly used to improve these testing techniques. Methods like genetic algorithm is used for grading of software test cases as well as GUI testing. Now let's look at some of the open problems. Many NLP techniques will fail to address the document written in regional languages. Insufficient SDLC related data to train the ML models will ultimately lead to poor performance results. UML diagram generation could be improved by using advanced AI techniques. SBST generates data based on single parameter, which could be ineffective for testing of real-world scenarios. Future work includes building a single AI-powered application that will automate the entire SDLC process, right from requirement gathering to software testing. Also, more research needs to be done in codeless automation testing. To conclude, AI techniques reduce human intervention. Time-consuming SDLC process can be revolutionized by designing intelligent systems. All these factors are certainly lucrative for the software industry to start investing in the intelligent systems built with the help of AI and ML. Thank you.